Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day as usual. So this news comes from Cointelegraph.com. It seems like the team behind Ethereum might be ready to roll out the first parts of Metropolis as early as next week. Metropolis being the Ethereum upgrade that we've been talking about for a while now. So this means next week as in Monday, which means tomorrow, which is crazy. So we've spoken about the two phases of the update before that come with Metropolis, the first one being Byzantine and the second one being Constantinople. It appears that the Byzantine hard fork will actually be started on Ethereum's testnet tomorrow on block 1.7 million of their blockchain, which is crazy, which appears to be slated for literally tomorrow, September 18th. So if you guys remember anything at all, like I've spoken about before, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, they're a group of massive companies that back and support the Ethereum project, and they believe in what it does, etc., etc. One of these companies, comically enough, being JP Chase, who we've spoken about before the last couple of days. They apparently think it's very funny to talk down about one coin while heavily promoting another, which would be very funny. Just as a side note, if I mean, it's clearly obvious at this point that they find time to shun Bitcoin just days before this Ethereum upgrade should be started on the network. But of course, that's up for discussion, even though we know it's true. But what's important is that the companies that the major companies that are in the alliance, including JP Chase, Microsoft, BP, which is British Petroleum, Cisco, Credit Suisse, ING, Intel, etc. All of these companies are in the alliance and they believe in Ethereum because they simply want to build applications on top of Ethereum, or they want Ethereum integrated into their systems in some sort of way, whether it be for payment or whether it be for the blockchain technology that is with it. One of the major issues is that Ethereum is not at the moment in any way, shape, or form able to scale to actually hold all of these companies with it at the moment. But when this is properly rolled out and its completion and everything is finally done with the entire upgrade, this is going to be absolutely massive. I've said before that the ones who will make it to the end of the finish line pretty much in the entire crypto race will be the ones who are able to, who have the largest backing behind them, who have the largest companies, because so many people keep telling me to invest in these like smaller coins, but these coins they don't have the same exact technology as Ethereum or even Bitcoin for that matter. They're really basic coins, but Ethereum has a huge, gigantic, ginormous backing behind them, and it's literally going to be them who I personally believe will make it to the end of the line, simply because of the things that have been talking about, the things that they have planned and the companies that they have behind them. And once they're actually able to properly hold these companies onto their back with all these upgrades, Ethereum will literally be its own internet pretty much in the next few years with all the things that are being built on top of it. If you were around, I don't know how old everybody is who's listening to this, when the internet was first rolled out, a lot of people didn't believe that it could even do what it does now, because people kept on saying there's no way that billions of people will be able to be on anything like this. But as time has gone on, we've seen that it's definitely possible. And there's so many applications that are trying to be built on top of Ethereum. This is exactly where they are headed for in the future. This is why so many people remain super bullish on the project. People keep, like I always say, I see your comments in the comment section. I'm not affiliated with Ethereum. I do not know these people. I've never met them in my entire life. I keep bringing this up and I give you guys news, whether good or bad, about Ethereum, because I know that they're going to be one of the ones to make it to the end with all the things that they have going on with them. So this upgrade is definitely going to be something that we will be probably talking about more and be looking forward to within the next couple of months. So up next we have very interesting. The traders had to go somewhere. We've been talking about the entire ICO ban and then pretty much the whole blanket ban from China with the last couple of days. It seems that all of those people that were trading and spending their money and, all this other stuff in crypto in China have now all moved to Japan. Japan is now hovering above 50% of the global Bitcoin market activity, which is nuts. This surge, literally, we are more than certain comes from everything that's been happening in China. There are a lot of people who are looking for places to put their digital currencies because everyone has been furiously taking them out of the Chinese market. China's daily trading volume has literally fallen to just 7% of the entire market, within 3 days since we've gotten this announcement, and they were like the top before. Like China was the head dog. This is why we constantly saw all of these price fluctuations. There are a lot of analysts, developers, and researchers who have come forward and said that, you know, they're actually very, very happy that this blanket ban has kind of taken place, because we've known for a while that the Chinese government, or we've assumed, can't say that we knew this. I am not there. I am not them. I do not know what they're doing. But we have assumed for a while that the Chinese government was controlling the price of Bitcoin to their will. Since 2012, 13, 14, we've had so much news about them banning it, unbanning it, threatening bans, saying that they might do this, saying that they might, and so many things never came true. But every single time that this happened, the market completely reacted because they were the stronghold of the market. So the fact that they have pretty much sliced themselves out of the equation, we have, you know, things should hopefully get a bit better and be a bit more stable than they have been the last couple years, even though, I mean, you know, we'll see exactly what will happen. But we were pretty certain that the Chinese government was in some way, shape, or form trying to secure and increase their position in the market. But let's see how the markets react over the next few weeks, as China officially has seemingly, especially on the 30th of this month, will lose their position in the Bitcoin trading world. Very exciting times indeed. So last thing up is we have yet another price prediction for Bitcoin. This may be the 45th one, but these are very entertaining. This is why I keep bringing them up. This one comes from someone named Tom Lee. He is the head researcher of Fundstrat Global Advisors and the former managing director of JP Morgan Chase. I don't know what's up with JP Morgan Chase the last couple of days. They're on a roll when it comes to Bitcoin news. They're in every single thing, no matter where you look. So despite everything that has happened with Bitcoin in the past month, week, year, Tom Lee thinks that Bitcoin will eventually hit $25,000, and that's within the next 5 years. So this is actually a smaller amount than we've heard from other people. We have a lot of people saying that it'll hit 50,000 within 3 years, and a lot of people have come forward saying anywhere from 100 to 500,000 within the time frame of now to 2020. So he says his reasoning behind this is that he thinks that a lot of people keep saying that it's a bubble, just simply don't understand the technology. He said he's read into it. He was a skeptic before, like a lot of other people who said that they think it's a bubble, blah, 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 whatever the case might be. And then they end up reading about it and what it's for and the companies that are backing it and what it's going to be used for. And then they're like, oh, I get it. I should have just shut my mouth before. So he actually compares Bitcoin to iPhones. And I sat there for a second and I was like, what could he possibly be comparing these things to? So now bear with me here. He says when the iPhone was first released, you know, it got a lot of critical acclaim, but he says that if you compare Bitcoin to iPhones, you're like saying when the iPhone first came out, if only 300,000 iPhones had been sold, you looked at it and go, oh, well, that's a complete failure. He goes, you know, there are only, he says that there are 300,000 addresses right now, I think, that have over $5,000 in Bitcoin. He's saying, you know, if you compare that, you know, low number 300,000 compared to 8 billion people in the world, and you look at that and go, well, that's not that great. That's kind of a failure. He goes, you're not looking at the complete development of the cryptocurrencies and what they are being developed for and just how young cryptocurrencies are. I say this a lot. There are a lot of people in traditional finance who they don't really care. How do I say this in a nice, proper way? They're so used to the old way of making money that these exponential numbers and growth and figures of cryptocurrencies, it just doesn't make any sense in their head. Bitcoin came out in 2009 and it literally has gone up, I think, 1.9 million% or something like that since it first came out to the price that we have right now. So when you're used to making 5-6% a year, when you deal in real estate and you make, I think the normal rate of real estate can be anywhere from like 6 to 15% if you have like a really good place. You know, this is the number that you're making per year. But when you can make around 25-30% per month, like Bitcoin has quadrupled since January, and we're not even over at the end of the year yet. So he says when there's so many people looking just at the numbers, not actually looking at what this technology will be used for. He says he started himself to become obsessed with it because of how safe the network is, which is very, very true. It's very difficult for it. We've had it almost in the past before where people will try to do 51% attacks on the network. But he says the fact it costs millions and almost billions of dollars for computing powers to be actually come together and to be able to do this and kind of destroy the network. And he sees this only becoming more difficult to harm the network as time goes on. The more people that are getting into this, the more people that are using their computing power for this, the more difficult it will be for anyone to try to control the network in any way, shape, or form. And pretty much he also just believes in the safety and security of the network. And this is why he believes that cryptocurrencies will have a long future ahead of them, which they most certainly do. If you guys, I know I give you guys, very particular news. Like I tend to give you things that will pertain to you and your money. But a lot of times I don't give you the news about like, certain companies like rolling out their own blockchains, et cetera, et cetera. Is because it usually doesn't apply to your wallet if another company is doing this within their own frame. But there's so many people who are getting into this technology. Like this is literally changing the world without us. And so many people don't realize it. They may never realize it. Their pockets may never realize it. But this is stuff like this is going to be very, very big. Like I always say, like the top 10 coins, maybe even the top 20 coins on CoinMarketCap. These things are going to be absolutely massive in the future. And I'm very excited for the profits that we've already seen. Prices dropped a couple days ago, and now we're already almost back there. We'll probably be there within a week and a half or something like that if, we keep getting good news and China doesn't tell us that they're banning things in other countries around them or whatever the case might be. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for the news today. Very, very exciting times ahead for all of us. At this point, Bitcoin will either be $25,000 or $500,000 within the next 3 years. Any one of those numbers I'm completely fine with. I won't even lie. Alrighty, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Sorry for making it a bit too long today. But yeah, that is what it is. I'll talk to you guys soon. Guys, hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. See you. Hey everyone, thank you very much again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like to help me and the channel, there are ways to do so in the description below. Thank you very much and talk to you guys soon.